We are approaching the end of the third week of the Synod on Synodality in Rome. Two recent forums have focused on addressing some specific themes. The relationship between local churches and the universal church is one of the main topics, and it continues to raise many questions. And joining us now from Rome is Frank Rocca, Senior Vatican Analyst for EWTN News. Frank, great to be with you as always. So tell us, what are the bishops and other members of the Synod talking about at their assembly in Rome?
Well, some of the more controversial issues that came up a lot last year, women's ordination or LGBT issues, have been taken off the table by the Pope, who handed them over to special study groups that will report on their work next year. So probably the most intensely discussed issue this year so far has been decentralization in the Church and where it's appropriate and how far it can go.
Yeah, and Frank, tell us a little bit more about that and what that means for the universal Church.
The sticking point is whether national bishops' conferences can have doctrinal authority. Can they teach collectively? And Pope Francis has called almost from the start of his pontificate for them to have more of that authority. But there are people who worry, and this was discussed yesterday, there are worried that the church will be fragmented, that you could have something that's prohibited in one part of the world and blessed in the other, for example, like same-sex blessings. So that's a concern, and there's a worry that it could lead, the decentralization could lead to disunity. And some people look at other churches, for example, the United Methodist Church, which is split over teachings on sexuality, and the Anglican Communion, which is in the process of doing so. So they worry about that danger.
Yeah, and Frank, before I let you go, what can we expect from this coming week, as it will be the last of the Synod?
That's right. Well, most of the upcoming week will be devoted to preparing the Synod's final report, which is expected to come out on the last working day, Saturday, the 26th of October. And it will be interesting to see. Last year, the LGBT issues that were discussed didn't come up, and that was a source of some controversy itself. And it's also a question as to what weight the Pope will decide to give to this final report. He could choose to declare it a magisterial document, part of that it will have weight as doctrine, or he may just take it as input for his eventual post-synodal apostolic exhortation, which will be a papal document.
All right, Frank, thank you so much for joining us. As always, we really appreciate it. Frank Rocca, Senior Vatican Analyst for EWTN News. Thank you so much.